Many know him as a Class A American comedian that makes you break into fits of laughter no matter who you are. But others know him as America's best boxing champion there is. If you think Logan Paul is crazy, you will never believe how crazed Jake Paul is. The man leaves no expense spared. From $1 million Dubai vacations to $1 million mansions, Jake Paul conquers the world and leaves us jealous every single time. But getting here wasn't easy. The wild man that you now see was once left all alone in his empty house, and he no longer wanted to live. Imagine being so loaded that people constantly come at you with lawsuits. Is all of it worth waking up every day in empty mansions? Let's find out. This is the lifestyle of Jake Paul, the most unorthodox celebrity of all time. The living, breathing definition of high-energy Jake Joseph Paul is a social media sensation turned boxing badass. And let me tell you, his life is a roller coaster you won't want to miss. Born on the 17th of January 1997, Jake Paul first broke the internet when he was 10 and filming on Vine. It was all good until Vine was discontinued. But despite this, there was still hope left when Jake bagged the Dirk Man on the Disney Channel series Bizaardvark for 2 seasons. Jake has over 20.4 million subscribers and 7.3 billion total views on his channel, Jake Paul Productions. But wait, there's more. Jake Paul isn't just your average internet sensation, he's also a legit boxer, throwing punches and landing knockouts in the ring like it's just another day at the office. Who saw that coming, right? His first real fight was in 2018 when he defeated British YouTuber Deji Olatunji, but then he quickly turned professional in 2020. His fights are hubs of wild entertainment and some crazy action. Jake won fights against retired basketballer Nate Robinson and retired mixed martial artists Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley, and Anderson Silva. Would you believe it if I told you Tommy Fury handed him his first professional loss? Well, you better believe it even if you can't, because he did. In January 2023, Paul announced that he would be making his professional MMA debut with the PFL. Is there anything left that he has not done? Let's not forget the epic Team 10 days, where Jake and his squad took over the internet with their wild antics and crazy shenanigans. It was like a real-life sitcom, but with way more pranks and a whole lot of Team 10, house party, who's coming? Team 10 parties later went on to ruin Jake Paul's life. Stay tuned for the intel. Jake Paul's net worth is $34.30 million. This is a 2023 top creator earning. But he is also making serious bank in the boxing ring too. In 2021, he threw down in 3 epic fights, and got this, he raked in a mind-blowing $40 million. He even stepped into the promoter's shoes for the April 2022 mega fight between Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. Jake Paul has got the golden touch when it comes to brand partnerships. We're talking Boohooman, DraftKings, RNBO Clothing, and Celsius, just a few names bringing in the big bucks. Every time Jake flexes his social media muscles for these brands, he's cashing in big time. How big, you ask? $75,000 for each brand promotion or sponsorship post. This is a buy a small island kind of money. But Jake is not the only one pulling in money. These companies are hauling in over $4 million a year. Apart from this, Jake also has his money coming in from deposits and government bonds, rentals, royalties, and much more. But you know what matters? How are you spending all that cash? It all went down in 2017 when Jake said goodbye to his Beverly Grove apartment and upgraded to a jaw-dropping $15,000 square foot mansion in Calabasas, California. A 3-story masterpiece sitting on 3.5 acres of pure opulence, straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster. But here's the plot twist. In January 2021, Jake announced he was ready to part ways with his Calabasas paradise, putting it on the market for around $7 million. Now, fast forward to May 2023, Jake's got a new playground. He dropped a cool $15.75 million on a lavish 12,000 square foot mansion in Puerto Rico. This is not your average house. It's a masterpiece built from the ground up by none other than former MLB catcher Yadier Molina. But all these high-end garages need fancy cars to go in them, and Jake has the perfect ones. Starting with the lowest of the range, his BMW Z4 valued at $150,000. Next is his Porsche Panamera, bought for $305,000, and a $680,000 Ferrari Roma. While these are some stunning beauties, they are nothing compared to his Rolls-Royce Ghost for $950,000, Tesla Model X, Lamborghini Huracan Performante, and Bugatti Divo for $7 million. He also loves himself a high-profile private jet. Apart from this, he also has some of the most expensive pieces in watch and jewelry history. Richard Mille, RM055, worth $500,000, and a Jacob & Co. Bugatti Chiron Tourbillon that costs up to $450,000. His jewelry collection includes diamond grills necklaces. He also owns a Sleepy McGregor necklace worth $100,000. And just like that, his love life is also no short of craziness. Let's rewind to April 2019, when Jake fell in love with fellow American YouTuber and internet sensation Tana Mongeau. Sparks flew, and in a move that left everyone's jaws on the floor, they announced their engagement just 2 months later in June. The lovebirds decided to seal the deal in Las Vegas on July 28, 2019, exchanging vows in a ceremony. But it turned out it was all a big lie, just for views and clout. BuzzFeed even reported that Jake and Tana left the ceremony separately. Moving on to the present, on April 3rd, 2023, Jake Paul has a new leading lady in his life, Dutch speed skater Jutta Leerdam. These two lovebirds went public, confirming their relationship after connecting on Instagram a few months earlier. This is all great, but we cannot overlook the many controversies Jake Paul has fallen into. From inappropriate content on YouTube, racial slurs, scam allegations to FBI raids, investigations and nuisance challenges, the biggest of them all were the sexual assault allegations on him. On April 9th, 2021, a video was released by TikTok personality Justine Paradise, who alleged that Paul forced her into oral sex and touched her without her consent during an incident at the Team 10 house in 2019. The second accusation came out on April 22, 2021, in an article of the New York Times by model and actress Rayleigh Lolly. It was at this point Jake Paul's life completely flipped. Even though he said the claims were false, he no longer wanted to live. The only thing that kept Jake going in this crucial time was self-improvement. He would go hours jumping with his Honor Athletics jump rope. And that, my friends, is the whirlwind saga of Jake Paul. The internet maverick turned boxing sensation with a lifestyle that's as unpredictable as his knockout punches. From a multi-million-dollar mansion in Calabasas to a lavish Puerto Rican paradise, Jake knows how to live large and in charge. So, whether he's throwing punches, breaking the internet, or making hearts flutter with his romance escapades, Jake Paul is living life in the fast lane.